Saving lives is never a crime. And this is not politics. This is not about threatening the borders of countries. This is about saving life. This is about the dignity of the people. And this is the role of the humanitarian system since we exist.
There is no illegal human. There is no illegal mankind. All these migrants who are trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea to reach the European territories, seeking safe future for their own loved ones. And they have very reasonable reasons to leave their homes. Drought, economical collapse, conflict, sexual harassment, human trafficking, a lot of things. It's not enough to build up the walls to stop the people. In fact, almost 20,000 people died in the Mediterranean Sea, and the European countries banned all evacuation, also ships and the ferries for their activities. And it is against human rights, it is against the Geneva Convention, it is against the international maritime laws, all against all our values, but still carrying on. So we have to speak out, we have to raise our voice.
Refugee crisis and mass migration is one of the most complex issues of our era. Here in the Mediterranean, we are experiencing this now since many years. This has not began in 2015 as many think, but started before. For example, I started to be a volunteer in Italy in 1988. And at that time, we were receiving people fleeing from Horn of Africa as a consequence of the dictatorship running Ethiopia at that time. Since then, the flow has never stopped. It's more than 30 years that the international community has not been able to stop it, to deal with it.
Migration or to become a refugee is not a blame or is not a crime. So it's consequences of the armed conflicts, climate change, economical collapse, mainly the root cause of that problems coming from the international politics and from the governments. So governments must taking care of all these vulnerable people.
There are ways that we can see where economic grievances and cultural grievances are intertwined in complex ways. I mean, at some level, it's difficult to disentangle them entirely. So if we look at European welfare states, they have strong, generous welfare benefits that are provided by the state. The whole welfare system becomes challenged. It comes under stress when a lot of the people who are receiving benefits are recent refugees or recent migrants who look different than you. And that's going to make you wonder, well, why are they the ones, why are they receiving more of the more of the pie, if you will, right?
We have to keep balance. We have to provide safe space for host communities. In the meantime, the refugees, we have to protect dignities. of the refugees, but in the meantime we have to provide the security for each host communities and the refugees. In this polarized world, international mechanism is not working. Is not working for prevention of the crisis, is not working to punishment for the crimes, is not working to legislate the proper policies for the refugees, asylums, or the migrants, irregular migrants.
What does it mean to be anti-immigrants, immigration or not? I think it's a kind of joke. Of course, I think that migration should be under clear policies adopted by states. States have the right to protect their own borders, but when it comes of people that are fleeing violence or seeking protection, it's a duty for the states and the government to process these requests.
We have to fight against the xenophobia, also extremism, and another hate also atmosphere. Extremist politics also benefiting from that atmosphere and also provoking the societies for getting more votes from their behaviors, and it's not good for the humanity and the safety of their own citizens as well.
In Western European cases, the rise of the Muslim share of the population is, there is a significant increase in the number of people over the last 20 years. And that does create a kind of opening for right-wing parties to say, look, our cities are being overtaken, or look, 30% of people under a certain age have a Muslim background or a migrant background. So they point to these demographic changes and they exaggerate these demographic changes. So sometimes the numbers aren't even accurate, and they're kind of engaging in this fear-mongering.
You have to get ready before that crisis. You have to be resilient before that crisis as a society. And you have to be more tolerant before that crisis. After crisis, it's really difficult to create this atmosphere. So you have to get ready before all this happening.